Good afternoon, and welcome to BBC Two.
Hello and welcome to Back to the 80s, the podcast that travels back through time in a rose-tinted DeLorean. Yes, folks, it's that time of the week again where I, Glenn, aka the Cymru Nerd Cave, kidnap somebody in my old nostalgia TARDIS and whisk him off back to a decade when Transformers were everywhere. You could go into any toy shop in the land and just be smacked in the face by Transformers, and the same with Action Force, and the same with He-Man, and now we have no toy shops. More on that in a little bit. Joining me this week, we have a special guest. Well, not so much a special guest as someone returning home. He doesn't come on here often, but when he does, we always appreciate it because he is a very, very busy man with a wife and a kid and a job and a mortgage. And oh my God, he's a grown-up. It is, of course, your friend and mine, the First Lady of the Back to the 80s podcast, Mr. Phil.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm very well, and you're right. Although technically at the minute I don't have work because I've got cracked ribs, but yeah, but yeah, life's busy.
Is it for a manly reason you've got cracked ribs, or is it a girly reason you've got cracked ribs?
It's not as exciting as I would like it to be. I was playing with Ariel. We were driving up the kitchen on her little car. By driving, she was on it, and I was pushing really, really fast. And it was like, look, mommy, and I did a handbrake turn. And as I did the handbrake turn, Ariel started to fall. So I did the daddy duty and lunged to stop her and lost my balance and went rib first into the metal handle of the drawer underneath the hob. So it was a valiant. It was a protection thing. But yeah, it was me just being stupid. I really wish it would be a really cool story from work that I couldn't tell anybody, but no, it's not.
You could always just make something up, Phil, couldn't you?
It's like the time I got the black eye when we were ripping the kitchen out, and I slipped with a crowbar and hit myself up the face. Yeah, exactly. And I went and I talked to somebody in work, and they were like, no. There was two people fighting, and you stepped between them, and you took a hit to protect the girl.
Yeah.
Like, oh, yeah, that was it.
Yeah.
Not crowbar to the face.
Yeah, not I whacked myself in the face with a crowbar.
Yeah, because only I could do that. So, but yeah, no, life's good, but busy. Back to work on Monday, unfortunately, even though I'm still sore, but can't really take time off. So, but yeah, no, things are good, things are grand.
Good.
But we'll get into more, I'm sure.
Well, I mean, the other thing that I was going to say is been up to much in the last week then?
Not in the last week. There's exciting stuff I can kind of talk about. Let's see. Well, toy purchasing and stuff. I'm out of Transformers. I haven't bought a new one in ages, and as some people will know if they've seen it on Kapai listings and stuff, and the other places on Facebook, I've sold quite a few. I'm down the Marvel Legends rabbit hole quite big, which I always was, but even worse. I have my pre-order in for the Infinity Gauntlet replica, which is due out next month. But then that's because I have to get a photograph of me in full Cap costume with an Infinity Gauntlet on. Just like, But anyways, apart from that, this will be one that you'll like. Now, this is between me, you, and the listening audience, and never gets typed anywhere online. Nobody mentioned this in text. You can talk about it, and it's pretty cool. Have you heard of that new TV show for sci-fi, Krypton?
Yes.
Guess who's in it?
That you.
Me. Yeah. I filmed bits for episode 9, and I believe maybe the beginning of episode 10. When I read the premise for the show, it sounded really bad. But then filming it, I kind of went, this is kind of good. And then after I filmed, there was a trailer came out, and I don't know if you've watched it, but it actually looks really good. So I'm looking.
I've seen bits. Yeah,
I'm looking forward to it. They hadn't announced who the bad guy was at that point in time. Obviously, they have now because he's in the trailer. But we got to see him on set, and it was just like, whoa, that is freaking cool.
So, who are you playing, or are you a background artist? Or
no background. There is, it's actually pretty cool. These are not spoilers, but there's, the suits that Zod and that wear?
Yeah.
There's suits very similar to that, and they are a military group called the Sagittarii.
Nice.
And they're like the military. And then there is a group that's called Black Zero, which is like the undercover Black Ops kind of thing. And they're dressed more like in leather and rags and to look undercover. And I'm one of Black Zero. So, yeah.
Cool.
But yeah, it was really good. It was good fun. And one of the big scenes that we filmed with the main character, who is Superman's grandfather in the show. One of the scenes that we filmed with it, there was cameras pointing every direction, and they had us looking at each other and nodding and sort of stuff like that. And I'm pretty sure I'll be on screen for at least a good couple of seconds.
Cool.
So you never know. It's due to air later this month on Sci-Fi, so keep an eye out for it. I'm sure I'll never be allowed to post photographs of me in it because of the clause that you had to sign. Even after it airs, you're not allowed to talk about it for some reason on social media, as in typing things up and sharing pictures or whatever. So pretty cool. Apart from that, no, not a lot. My car is being a dick. I don't know. People probably saw I posted a picture where I lost an entire strip of paint off my bonnet, so that needs resprayed, and my MOT is due in about 3 or 4 weeks, so I have to take it to get stuff fixed. That's why a lot of toys have been sold. That life is getting in the way. And then, obviously, we're headed back to Salt Lake City in September again for Comic-Con. So far, they've really only announced a few sort of basic guests, although the 2 biggish ones they've announced is Carl Urban, which is pretty cool.
That is very cool.
Apart from the fact he plays Bones, he's in Thor Ragnarok, and he's Dredd. Yeah,
he is. Well, to be fair, everyone's in Thor Ragnarok.
Yeah. And also they announced a couple of days ago Evangeline Lilly, who plays the Wasp.
Yes.
So, obviously from Lost and Lord of the Rings and everything else. So, yeah, they're on the list at the minute, unless somebody major comes over, like Clark Gregg. Please be Clark Gregg, please be Clark Gregg.
He'll be busy. He's filming, I think, at the moment.
Yeah, well, come September.
They're still persisting with that series.
It's brilliant. Don't you dare. It's actually really good. And then after I record this, I'm going to go and not sleep all night and watch Jessica Jones season 2.
I need to see season 1. The only bits of Jessica Jones I've seen are all the David Tennant bits.
Yeah.
On YouTube. And to be fair, it does look awesome.
It is a really, really good show. Apart from the 2 episodes of Daredevil, Jessica Jones is the strongest. Iron Fist got a bad rap. It had a really shitty showrunner. It's the same guy that did Inhumans, and it was terrible. Right. Although I enjoyed it, but in a bad way.
Inhumans wasn't good.
And he was subsequently fired because of that, thankfully. So they have a new showrunner for season 2 of Iron Fist, and they've actually given oh God, I've met him and I've just blanked. And his name, the guy
Danny Rand.
The guy that plays Danny, has actually been given time to go and do martial arts training before they started filming, which they should have really done for season 1, but this guy wanted to rush it ahead. So yeah, so I liked it. Luke Cage was actually the weakest of the 4 for me, and I think that was just because of some of the hip hop and stuff in it, which I'm not into. And then Defenders was pretty good. So, but yeah, and I'm waffling on. Anyways.
No, we like the waffle. Keep waffling.
Yeah, so it's just nerdism. And then Black Panther. Oh,
that was good. I like Black Panther.
I've seen it twice.
I've seen it twice yet, but I'm sure I will. I enjoyed it very much the first time around.
When it came out, our resident babysitter, aka my mother-in-law, was in South Africa. So I said to Kim, look, I'm not delaying seeing this. I want to go see it. So I went and seen it with my friend Matt and loved it. And it was so good, so good. And then about 2 days after my mother-in-law got back, she took Ariel so we could go and watch it. Although we didn't stay for the very final credit scene because Kim was really tired already. So I just told her what that scene was because it's not vitally important. But yeah,
which one's that? Because I saw the one where he says Wakanda's going to be opening up. Is that the one?
No. There's one at the very end of the credits as well.
All right, okay. You can spoil it.
Spoiler alert for anybody that hasn't did it. If you want,
if you've not seen it by now, you haven't seen it.
Yeah, or jump 30 seconds. The after credit scene is Bucky. He's living in the hut, and he comes out, and they refer to him as White Tiger. Which is a character in the comics, but not Bucky.
Yes,
so
not
yeah,
Bucky.
But yeah, so that's all good.
Well, we all know Cap's going to be there anyway, because give this man a shield.
Oh yeah. Oh. See, when I saw that trailer on the screen for the first time, every single hair on my entire body stood on end. I was like Peter in the school bus when all the hairs on his arms go up. In fact, they're like that right now, even talking about it. Oh. And it's 27. It's really, really funny, but it's due out on the 27th of April.
Yeah. Which
obviously was a week before it was due in the States until Robert Downey Jr. and that played that little, do you want to see it a week early? So they brought it forward thing. But the 27th of April, which is the release date, is also Kim's birthday. It is also my wedding anniversary.
Nice. So you are seeing it that night?
Yes, I am.
No, you're not.
Yeah, no, Kim's been told that we're going out for dinner and then we're going to the cinema. That's if I haven't seen it, if there's a preview screening before. Because if there's a preview screening, I'll go to it, but especially if there's a midnight one. But yeah, it's it just looks so good. So good.
It does, but Black Panther was awesome. I like Black Panther a lot.
Yeah.
Bit James Bondy.
But I like that, and
oh no, that wasn't in a bad way. I'm thinking that's a good thing.
Yeah, it had that kind of. I don't want this to come across negative, because it's not a negative. It had that kind of. It was a very political viewpoint.
It was small scale.
Yeah. Yes. Exactly. Right. But it was like Killmonger saying that like. People of color have been repressed for too long. It's time for us to no. And then the way he wanted to go about it was completely wrong. And people, thankfully, haven't went, "Oh, this is a preachy movie about people of color being undermined and stuff." And it wasn't. But
no, because it was all about. It wasn't so much about that. It was about does the end justify the means?
Yeah.
That's what it was about.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't think anybody. I don't think obviously Charlotte didn't disagree with Killmonger's ideals as such. Mm-hmm. It's just the way he goes about those ideals. And to be fair, I've seen a lot of people saying, I can sort of see where he's coming from. I can't see where Killmonger's coming from. He's just an asshole because all those high ideals went out the window as soon as he took the throne.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
He wasn't interested at all in any of that. He's just like every other dictator, every other twat who goes on about my people. Trump did the same thing. As soon as they get the power that they're after, that shit goes out the window and it's all about them being awesome.
Exactly.
And that was the whole point of Killmonger. He, in the end, wasn't really interested in freeing his people. He could care less because he treated his own people, his supposed own Wakandan people, he treated them like shit. Either you stand with me or you're against me. It's the whole Anakin Skywalker thing coming back again.
Yeah.
And T'Challa is for everybody.
Yeah, and then we had such amazingly strong female characters. And
Shuri.
Female characters of colour as well.
Shuri.
Yeah.
Who I'm convinced
she's
the next Iron Man.
You think so, yeah?
I think she is Tony Stark effectively now.
She is.
She already is Tony Stark.
Yeah.
She can probably make a better Iron Man suit than he can.
And then it's confirmed that she's in Infinity War, so...
Yeah,
You know.
and I think Tony's going to die in Infinity War, and I think she's going to take up the mantle of Iron Man.
I don't know if he'll die in Infinity War, because...
Well, maybe not, but...
Well, okay.
He will be dead by the end of it, and Phase 4? Is it Phase 4?
The thing being is Infinity War, although it's not Part 1, Part 2 anymore, Avengers 4 is still the second half of that story. And they filmed the two of those back to back.
Coming out the year after, isn't it?
Yeah, but we do know that he's alive for that movie. Right. So,
well, I think at the end of that movie, he's gone. And I think she will take up the mantle of Iron Man.
And all of this thing about, now this isn't spoilers, this is pure conjecture from me, right? All of this, sort of like there is going to be Phase 4. Phase 4 will be Phase 4, will be completely different than anything that's gone before. I don't want to, I'm not saying it's definite, but the only thing I can think the way it's going, because of some photographs from the set and stuff like that, is Secret Invasion.
So, it could be that, or Secret Wars even.
Yeah. Secret Invasion.
But it's definitely going to be...
Go ahead.
Go on.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say it's definitely going to be Spidey heavy.
Mm-hmm.
It's Spider-Man is going to be the mascot for Marvel again, which is a bit of a shame because Iron Man's done such a damn good job for the last 10 years.
Yeah. And then the thing being is obviously the sequel to Spider-Man Homecoming, which comes out, I think it's a month after Avengers 4, lifts up, I think they said it's like 4 minutes after the end of Avengers 4.
Right.
So it's literally, that movie ends, and Homecoming 2, as it's being dubbed at the minute, but won't be called that, will literally start immediately. So whatever Peter is doing at the end of Avengers 4, he will be doing right at the start of Spider-Man Homecoming Part 2, which I think is so good, yeah.
Calling it now, it's going to be called the Spectacular Spider-Man.
That would be really good.
The Sensational Spider-Man.
Yeah, because we've already had Amazing and we've just
had
Standard,
Amazing.
So yeah.
Yes. So I think Spectacular or Sensational.
One of the things that makes me think Secret War is Clint, and I'll say no more than that for anybody that's been avoiding spoilers or been avoiding set photos and stuff like that. Something about Clint from Avengers 4 just screams Secret Invasion. So, but I'll say no more than that because if I get in any deeper, it kind of probably will be like, oh, but so
because by then we'll have Captain Marvel.
Yep. Which happens in the 90s. So
Novacore Captain Marvel or whatever they're calling it.
Yeah.
You're Captain Marvel to me.
She is Captain Marvel. You're thinking Shazam.
That's Captain Marvel, and he looks pretty good. Zachary Levi looks. He
looks kind of puffy,
pictures.
but it's an on-set photo, so I'm not.
Oh yeah, they'll post-production that.
Yeah,
shit.
But I agree with. I think it was Dave Wallace that said it that the lightning bolt is a wee bit small.
Well,
could have went slightly further down his chest, but that's a nitpick. It's really good.
Yeah, problem is we've been used to Alex Ross's depiction of him, where he's got the biggest lightning bolt in the universe.
Yeah.
But they've got to make that stuff work, and it's got to light up as well, doesn't it? That's going to look awesome in post. But he looks like Captain Marvel, and and some people say, no, it looks cheesy. It's like, you clearly have never read a Captain Marvel comic in your life.
Yeah, it's like
dark and gritty.
It
isn't.
It turns into a superhero.
Yeah, it's Billy Batson's like 14 or something. So I really hope he goes full holy moly and G Willikers, and it's gotta be surely.
Have they announced who's playing Billy?
Yes, they have, and I can't remember who it is now, but he does look perfect. The best casting out of all of it is Dr. Sivana. It's Mark Strong.
Yeah.
And that's perfect, because they're keeping Adam for Suicide Squad 2, I believe. Black
Adam is, yeah.
And that's obviously Wayne.
But that's them, I think that's them sort of like clamouring and hoping that Suicide Squad 2 will... See, this is the thing.
Oh, it's happening. It's all happening.
Yeah, I know it is. It's like, okay, let's quickly do the DC thing here, right? Man of Steel. My opinion on these movies is different to yours, and we'll not argue about them. This is mine.
Oh no, we won't argue.
Well,
you're wrong.
Man of Steel was flawed in so many ways that I just couldn't enjoy it. I can see why people did, but it was flawed for the reasons that everybody's gone into. The fact that he doesn't save his dad, and the whole reason he can't save his dad normally is because of the heart attack, blah, 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 blah. It's flawed. Batman versus Superman, I enjoyed, but you could tell it was meant to be so much more, and I can't...
Too much studio interference.
Yeah, exactly, right? And I can't put myself to sit and put myself through the movie again to watch the extended cut.
It's worth it.
Which I believe is meant to be a lot better, yeah.
Yeah, it is a lot.
Then Suicide Squad. I enjoyed Suicide Squad.
I thought it was great.
I would have liked it had they left Joker the way that he was meant to be, but again, studio interference had to make that end, and you have to make him save Harley, not try to kill her. It's like, no, it's a Joker. He's going to kill Harley to try and save himself.
Absolutely.
Apart from that, like I obviously there was you could see where the studio interfered in it to try and make it more Guardians like the bit where Captain Boomerang danders away and leaves, and then all of a sudden he's just right back with the team without any kind of conversation. He's basically told them all to go and F, and then all of a sudden he's back walking. Anyways, but yeah. So and then there was Wonder Woman, which was such a good movie.
Perfect.
Such a good movie. Not perfect to me in the respect that the whole final battle with Ares didn't need to happen because he had already won, because she had thought she defeated him and nothing changed. He didn't
wasn't about that though.
I know, but like
that whole final battle wasn't about saving the day, it was about saving her.
Yeah, but he didn't need to reveal himself because
he wanted her on side.
Yeah,
that's all it was. He wanted, because he had nobody, because all the gods are dead.
Yeah, true.
So he wanted. It's like that. It's like Last of the Time Lords.
Yeah.
Where the Doctor's willing to forgive the Master everything just because they're the only two, as far as he knows, and he just wants. He's lonely, and at the end of the day, Ares is lonely. He just wants one of his brethren back with him, so they can sort of put things right as he saw it.
Yeah. But yeah, I really, really enjoyed
brilliant.
Woman.
Gal Gadot was brilliant.
Yeah. See,
and Chris Pine.
And if you remember, whenever she was announced, I was one of the ones that was going,
I don't know about this. Yeah.
Yeah, but then she was one of the good parts about Batman versus Superman. I really enjoyed her in that. And then Justice League. Justice League kind of has me divided. I really enjoyed it. Yeah.
I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a great film.
You can tell where it was completely changed because there's so much that was in the trailers that are not in there. I don't think that was originally how they were going to bring Clark back and stuff like this.
Well, it isn't. You can actually see on YouTube the bits where he actually walks in. You know that bit in the trailer where Alfred says, "Oh, it's you."
Yes, I've seen that bit. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
So you've got that. You have the black suit bit as well, which is in there. To be fair, it's flawed.
Yeah.
There's flaws in it. It's not perfect because it's basically a movie by committee. Yeah. What they need to do is, and I think they're going to try and. They said that Snyder's not going to be doing any more movies, which is a shame because it's not really his fault. But the DC Comics runner, Warner Brothers is now gone, and I think they've got somebody else, and they're thinking of putting Jeff Johns in a much more major role now.
Yeah, because Jeff Johns came in as kind of like
consultant.
Yeah, Jeff Johns is the Kevin Feige of the DCEU.
Yeah. Well, he is now.
Yeah. Well, he was meant to be when he was brought in at first.
Oh, absolutely.
But then he was never let to be.
No, because Warner's didn't trust.
Yeah, exactly.
They didn't trust it, and they need to trust someone like a Jeff Johns. He knows what he's doing. So it seems that Aquaman's definitely coming out, and apparently the test screenings, everybody loved it.
Right. Okay.
They really enjoyed it, so that's good. That's hopeful.
That will be one that I won't go to the cinema for.
I will. I'm really interested I really liked Momoa as Aquaman. He has some great scenes. One of my favourite scenes in the whole thing is where he's sitting on the lasso of truth.
Yes.
So I'm young. I've got shit to do. I don't want to be involved in this.
Yep. For all my fears. And all of my worriment and all of everything, I actually thought they did Barry pretty well.
Oh, he was ace. I love Ezra Miller. I love him. I think he's great. He's proper weird in real life.
Yeah.
So I knew it was going to be all right when they did that scene in the prison where he drew on that guy's face.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the Flash needs to be like that. Because I know, obviously, you're a big Flash fan, aren't you? So.
Oh, yeah. See, my worry was I love Grant Gustin.
He's great.
That show, a lot of people are like, oh, it's gone downhill so much, I don't watch it anymore. I think this season has been slow because it's a thinker. You don't have this big supervillain that's just a speedster running around, you know. So a lot of people are like, oh, but there's more thought behind what this film's doing, and I'm really enjoying it. And but like watching that, and I'm watching as a kid the John Wesley Shipp TV show, which I adored even back then, you know, had me just thinking, especially the suit. But then when I saw the suit on screen, and then the fact that he's never referred to as the Flash, he's still Barry Allen. He becomes the Flash in that movie. Like the line, I think isn't it? It is. It's Batman says to me, just save one person.
Just save one person and go from there.
Yeah, and when he saves that first person, and he realizes, hey, I can do this, you know. And
I like the way that he and Wonder Woman are sort of quite close as well. She sort of takes him under her wing and stuff. She does the same with Cyborg as well. Mm-hmm. It's like, Diana would do that.
Mm-hmm. And then that's the thing. It's like Cyborg obviously was meant to be such a bigger part of that movie, but
they bottled it.
Yeah.
They bottled it. Absolutely. So no one will know who he is. And that thing with what gets me is they have a go at the mustache thing, and we all know that was a bit of an issue.
Yep.
You can't blame Warner for that. You blame fucking whoever produces, is it Paramount who do fucking...
No, you do blame Warner, because Warner said that Paramount wouldn't let him shave it off, but Paramount said that it would be cheaper for them to put the mustache on than it would be for Warner to take it off. He was allowed to shave. Warner told him no.
I don't believe that.
Yeah,
I don't believe it. I don't believe it, because there's no way. Would Warner say, don't shave it off, we'll CGI it out? Because that's a lot of money to do that. Yeah. That's a lot of money, that's a lot of time. Why would you do that? So I don't believe that. I just think Paramount are trying
I'm wondering if behind the scenes Paramount it says, yeah, we'll let him do it if you pay this.
Do X, Y, Z. Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, Warner said, go fuck yourselves.
Yeah.
Rightly so. You shouldn't be holding actors to ransom like that.
True.
Especially on a fucking shit house like fucking Mission Impossible 8 or whatever it is. Gives a fuck.
Is it 6? I can't remember.
Movie's got Simon Pegg as a fucking action hero. Go fuck. Get to fuck, basically, with the Mission Impossible bollocks.
You just made, when you mentioned Simon Pegg, it got me thinking of white British actors. So we're jumping back to Black Panther briefly.
Matt Freeman.
Yeah, but Andy Serkis.
Oh, he's fucking great. I'm
Did
really
he
pissed
not
off.
just have the most fun ever playing that character?
Oh, it was great. It's fucking brilliant.
Baby, don't hurt me. So funny.
Oh, that was fucking awesome, Bing.
It's like, have you got a mixtape coming out? Yeah, get him a copy of the mixtape. It's so good. But then it was really funny that you've got that interrogation scene with Martin Freeman, and Andy Serkis, and it's just like, that's freaking Bilbo and Gollum.
That was great. I liked that. I liked the General. She was fucking great. Okay, I think her name was.
Yeah, that's the girl that plays Michonne in The Walking Dead. She's a brilliant actress anyway.
I wouldn't know about The Walking Dead, but I do know she's ace. I want to film with her and Wonder Woman.
Yeah. So like, actually, she's in Infinity War as well.
Yes, she is. I've seen. Yeah,
but
great.
I
think
M'Baku.
I think M'Baku's in it as well. It's the whole Hanuman tribe. They were great. You say another word, I will eat you. I will feed you to my children. Nah, I'm just kidding. We're vegetarians. And that bit. There's that bit, and the bit where they're going, oh, I love you, T'Challa, and I'm glad you're here, and we're going to do this. And he says, we'll just hurry this along, please.
Are you done? Are you done?
And it's like, oh, stand with us, and we'll fight her.
See, this is the thing. It's like there was enough comedy. The comedy in that sort of like set well. Like, what are those? Because that meme is so dead, but it just worked. But then... And
there was that bit. There was the don't freeze. I never freeze. And the first thing he does is freeze.
Yep. You do great. Too good a Wakandan accent. That is scary.
I never freeze. I know it's fun to do as well. Somebody at work said their little boy had seen Black Panther and he's white. It's quite important that you say that. And his little boy is about 5 years old. He's obsessed with Black Panther. Wants to be Black Panther.
Nice.
And he keeps doing the voice. And he said, is that racist? I said, no, I don't think it is racist because he's doing him. He's not taking a piss. No. He's trying to do the Black Panther's voice. It's like when you do Morgan.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like when you do Morgan Freeman's accent because he's got a distinctive voice. Mm-hmm. Or, the example I gave to him is, have you ever done Darth Vader? He says, yes, well, technically that's a black guy's voice.
True.
It's not racist. It's just an impression of that guy's voice.
Yeah.
Plus, the little boy wanted to be T'Challa. It's pretty fucking cool. I must admit, throughout history, it's a character I've not given much of a crap about.
Yeah.
But the movie version, I care about the movie version. Mm-hmm. And I don't know, I liked him. I liked the supporting cast because Angela Bassett was fucking awesome as well. And Baku was cool. Mm-hmm. David, the guy at Get Out, he was cool.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he was an asshole, but he was
cool.
Yeah,
he played the leader of the tribe with
the rhino
rhinos.
tribe.
Yeah.
The metal armoured rhinos. I want one of them. Uh-huh. It was just really good. The visuals were great. It was really well directed. It was a relatable villain. I didn't agree with the villain at all, but it was relatable. It wasn't black and white, pardon the pun. There was a lot of shades of grey in it, you know, and you didn't agree with some of the stuff his father did.
Mm-hmm.
And that convinced him to change.
Yeah.
And, you know, and so we can't just stand idly by while the world's going to shit.
Yeah, and then it's not a throwaway villain either, but yes, okay, spoilers again, he dies at the end, but he makes a decision that he
it's his choice.
Yeah, he says no. Like it's just he pulls the sword out, or the spear tip out and lets himself die, even though there's a technology there to ensure that he lives. You know, and that was his final stand. You know, so in a way, he kind of got what he wanted, even though he didn't get to be the villainy thing and take that in that way. But yeah, it's it's very good.
Martin Freeman was good at it as well.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
It's good to see Everett Ross in a good role, and he's going to be in Infinity War as well, as far as I'm aware.
Yeah, because I suppose we saw him in Civil War, but then it looked like he was kind of like a bit of a dick. But then again, he's a CIA agent. Of course, he was going to be. So like now he's got a bit more of a media role, I suppose. But and then very quickly, jump back because we were talking about the way comedy sits, and I've just glanced up on my shelf and seen this person. A lot of people dissing on Thor Ragnarok that it was a comedy and it was too funny and and I loved it. Every second of it. It's a brilliant movie. Yeah,
it's a buddy movie. Is what it is. It's a fun 80s knockabout comedy. It's Masters of the Universe, it's Commando, it's Predator, it's all those type of things. And it's purposefully so, and that's what it needed to be.
Mm-hmm. One of my favourite bits is the fact that Thor just keeps going, sun's getting real low, sun's getting low.
Just keep continually getting his ass whooped. I feel like we had a fight. Yeah, we had a fight. I won, easily.
I don't think
that doesn't sound right. That doesn't sound right. Oh, it was awesome. And again, you had some kick-ass characters in that. You had Korg, who's fast becoming one of my favorites. What there?
Yeah.
What? This is Meek. He's like an insect. He's in a suit. He's got knives for hands.
And then it's like, what is one? Dead. Piss off, ghost.
Yeah. Oh, Meek's dead. Hey, you're alive. Oh, Meek. Korg was great. I honestly, I thought that was Rhys Darby, but it's not surprising it's Taika Waititi doing that voice, because it's just like, yeah, he obviously does spend too much time with Rhys Darby because they sound exactly alike. But he was great, and Jeff Goldblum was great, and Tessa Thompson was brilliant as Valkyrie. I loved Valkyrie. She was fucking ace. Because it wasn't, the best thing about a lot of the female badasses is that they're not saying, look at this, she's a badass. They're just being badasses. It's like the general in Black Panther. She wasn't, look at her, look at what she can do. No, she's just, her and Lupita Nyong'o, they were just doing badass shit.
Yeah.
They were just being badasses. And it's the same with Tessa Thompson as a Valkyrie. She was great. And Kate Blanchett, it was I hope she comes back.
Oh,
I really hope
Tessa
Hela
Thompson.
Comes back.
I'm pretty sure.
Well, Tessa Thompson, but Kate Blanchett as well.
Oh yeah,
because she was great as Hela. I really loved that character. And it was just the Jack Kirby-ness of everything as well in Ragnarok. It was just let's just go full Jack Kirby with it and see what happens. And it was just awesome because it's Jack Kirby. Of course, it's fucking awesome.
And then the thing being is that like Tessa and that they're all fighting for a female movie, and I really just hope that somebody somewhere just says, "Hell, let's just do A-Force," because then that means we'll get flipping She-Hulk.
Well, we need She-Hulk. We need Jen. Jen needs to be in it, like stat.
Yeah. And then sort of, I know there was a lot of people kicked off whenever they announced Tessa Thompson as Valkyrie. It's like, oh, that's not Valkyrie. It's not Broomhilda. No. It's one of the Valkyrie, but you clearly see MC or Marvel Comics Valkyrie dying, saving movie Valkyrie. So, you know, she's the last of the Valkyrie, so therefore she gets to use the name. But yeah, I like that little nod that we seen bleach blonde, sort of like Caucasian, sort of like Valkyrie, the one that everybody expected to get, sort of like saving the one that we have, who is awesome and
she's great,
could drink you under the table. But
that's what I like about her.
So, but yeah, no, it's been a fun summer for movies so far. So
and we're going to get another fun summer because, like I say, we've got Infinity War, we've got Deadpool coming out soon. I can't wait for Deadpool because Josh Brolin's doing quite well this year.
Yeah.
But the problem is he's going to get loads of respect and fear as Thanos, and then zero respect and fear as Cable because he's just having the piss ripped out of him already.
Yeah, see that the thing being is, and this is a bit of a gripe, but maybe again we've only seen trailers. Thanos and Cable sound exactly the same, but then again, it's the same actor. Yes,
that's the same actor. Yeah, so, yeah.
But no, the universes aren't the same, so it doesn't really matter. Well, yet.
I hold out hope that at the end of Infinity War, Deadpool shows up.
See, the thing is Comcast have stuck their nose in and gone, "Oh, is this not a monopoly?" Oh,
No, I tell you what, it's fucking awesomeness happening. So shut up.
Well, the thing is, right? Comcast were at the table and pulled out, which allowed Disney to pick and choose the bits of Fox that they wanted to buy, which got them all of their rights back, la-di-da-di-da. And now Comcast are like, oh, this isn't fair. It's like, no, you were at the table, you were making bids, you pulled out, deal with it kind of thing. But then if Comcast come in and the commission in the States, whatever, block it, and somebody else buys Fox, then Marvel get all their properties back anyway. Because in the purchase of the IP, it's like, yes, Fox can have it, but if you sell up, we get all our IP back. They don't go to the new company. So either way, Marvel's going to win. So
yeah, absolutely.
You know, but anyways, wow, that was an awful long time talking about superhero movies.
Well, that's basically that was the plan, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Well, there you go then. I regret nothing.
I regret nothing as well.
What are you? Thor, God of Hammers?
I know. I'm one of those people that can't help but read stories online and watch trailers and clips and stuff like that. And
it's awesome.
You know, so I normally go into a movie not knowing the whole thing, but you know quite a bit. But at the end of Thor Ragnarok, when she cut his eye out, I nearly shit my pants. I was like, holy crap! It's like, you know, it was just like, that really took me so much by surprise. And then everybody's like, oh, and all the artwork and all of this and all of that, he's only got one, or he's got two eyes again. Is he getting his eye back? And yes, okay, there's quite a few toys in the Funko Pop and stuff. He has two eyes again, but like a lot of those toys are based on concept art. And they're hardly going to give concept art where he has an eye missing for toys to be solicited well in advance of a movie coming out.
It wants to be a shock anyway. You want to be shocked.
Yeah.
And I was shocked. I was with you. I was shocked. But what comes after that is fucking awesome because she says, "What are you the god of?" And all the thunder comes, and then that's when Immigrant Song kicks in. And that is seriously one of the best.
Yes.
Sequences of any Marvel film. And apparently he was told when he did the sort of audition to be director, he put together loads of clips of things like Commando, Masters of the Universe, etc. and so on. To Immigrant Song. He was told specifically, don't use Immigrant Song. Because it costs a fortune to use that song. It's a lot of money because it's like probably Zeppelin's most famous hit after Stairway to Heaven, I would imagine. Yeah. But he said, I can't not use it. It's awesome, and it will be awesome with this. So he showed it to them, and the Disney execs apparently said, "Yeah, right, then you can use it."
But then, it's timed so well because there is a line, "Hammer of the Gods," and it's just timed perfectly.
Well, it's about Vikings going to America, so it's like you can't get more perfect than that song for that scene, and it's a kick-ass scene where everyone's just kicking sort of lots of acid, including Loki and Korg and the Hulk, and it's just a great action film, and it gets you really, really excited for it, and everyone brings their A game to it.
Yeah,
that's the other good thing about Thor, and that's why I like the fact that these little-known Marvel films are getting a lot of plaudits.
The thing is, I think Chris Hemsworth basically was getting bored of being Thor.
He wanted something different. He was just this straight-laced, boring, quite frankly, hero who just do a few things, then bugger off.
Yeah.
And I think he just wanted something different, which is why when Taika Waititi got the gig, he's like, yes, this is a director who might actually do something decent with the character and so do something different, and that's why you get this buddy cop movie. The scenes with him and the Hulk are fantastic.
Oh yeah.
I'm like fire, the Hulk like fire, like raging fire. And the fact that Ruffalo gets loads to do in it as well.
Yeah. And this is the thing. This is the problem with Universal holding the rights to Hulk at the minute. It's like they need to put Hulk into combo movies to make him be there, and but I
think that works better though.
Yeah, because I don't know if you look at the Incredible Hulk as a standalone movie, I actually segue slightly. I don't know if anybody had seen it, but I'd posted about what way do you display your Marvel Cinematic Universe DVDs or Blu-rays, because I had mine all by hero. So Iron Man 1, 2, and 3 were together, Cap's 3 movies, Thor 3 movies, and so on. And I was thinking, all right, should I maybe put them in the order that they were released? Which a lot of people said, yeah, that would be the way. Some people said chronologically, i.e., so Captain America: The First Avenger would be first, so then things like that, which I just think is putting way too much thought into it. But I probably put way too much thought into it anyway. It's just Blu-rays. But and then when I was rearranging them into order of release, I realized I don't own The Incredible Hulk on Blu-ray as a standalone Blu-ray. I have it as part of the briefcase of Phase 1. It's in there. But I don't actually, I've never ever bought it as a standalone movie, which I find completely strange.
Good film as well. I quite like it.
Yeah, but, and Jeff had said to me, oh, sure, it doesn't really matter, it doesn't count. And it's like, well, it does, because...
No, it does, because Thunderbolt Ross is in it.
Yeah, and it's referred to in Avengers at least twice.
Yeah.
Well, it's like,
That's the important one, because... Previously, you got Nick Fury turns up in Iron Man, but Nick Fury's not been in any other films.
Yeah.
At the end of Incredible Hulk, you get Thunderbolt Ross in there, who'd been in the Ang Lee Hulk, so that's definitely that.
But then obviously Tony turns up at the
then Tony Stark turns up,
yeah.
And that is the first film that connects the two together.
They need to bring Betty Ross back. With the same actress. The only problem is she obviously voices Karen, the AI in the spider suit now. So, but I don't know if... I'm wondering if they'll keep the AI in the spider suit, or will that go with all of the Iron Spider and stuff like that? So,
well, the thing is, with Spider-Man, and I think Will Hodgson on his podcast sort of said this rightly, is that normally Spidey talks to himself, but that's a bit weird when it's just on his own. It's a bit too Deadpool. Deadpool gets away with it because he's talking to us, but Spidey isn't talking to us. He needs something to talk to us. I think they'll probably keep Karen.
Yeah.
Just as like, it's not Jarvis, it's Friday, isn't it?
It's Friday night. It is Friday night,
yeah. Because obviously Jarvis is now the Vision.
Yep.
And it looks like they're going all in on Vision and Scarlet Witch as well.
Oh, yes, definitely.
Which is great, because I love Elizabeth Olsen. It's Elizabeth, isn't it?
It is Elizabeth.
Yes. I think she's fucking great, because she's a bit weird.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure about her at all until I saw that thing on, I think it was Jimmy Fallon, about the donut. You ate the last donut. Have you seen that?
Yes, yeah.
when she's just joined in on them taking the piss. It's obviously RDJ and Chris Evans are going to go at it like that.
Yeah.
That's another good thing I'm looking forward to. I'm looking forward to Star-Lord and Captain America being in the same film.
Yes.
Because they're like besties, aren't they, them two? So.
Yeah. This is the thing. It's like, it's in real life, but there's so many characters that when you say, my death.
I must admit, with the with the Infinity War trailer, I saw it and I went, when the Guardians turned up at the end, because to me, that's the most exciting bit.
Yes. Yeah.
And I watched it with a few people at work, and each time they saw it, it was like, you gotta see this, you gotta see this. And each time they were, ooh and ahhing until the end when the Guardians show up. It's like, because everybody seems to really like the Guardians. And it's the way that Mantis waves at the end.
Yeah.
I think it's quite cool. But,
there's a few people that we know that don't like Guardians, and I don't get that at all.
I don't care.
You know, John Paul Bove.
I've literally got to that point now. It's like, well, I don't like it. I don't care.
But I don't get why you can't not like it. The characters are just so likable. And I've
given up trying to either convince or care about what people like, mate, because I'm at an age now. I've only got like 20, 30 years left in me. Life's too fucking short. If you don't like a film, fine. You go off and you enjoy. I'm not putting that I don't like something on the internet anymore, because what's the point?
Yeah.
Spread the joy, don't spread the hate. Oh, I don't like it. I thought it was this, and this. Well, what do you want me to do with that? I enjoyed it. Mm-hmm. Oh, I hated the second one even more than I hated the first one. Well, that's
then why
great.
did you watch the second one?
It's like, that punch in the face didn't feel very nice. I'll just try it again just to see if it's not right. Punch. Oh yeah, it was worse. Yeah, that's fine.
But
it's when they put, it's in the vain hope that it was better because I'm so fucking arch. It's like, no, you're not arch. You're just miserable. It's like, if you don't like something, it doesn't matter. But the Justice League was shit. I knew it would be. It's when they put things like that. I knew it would be shit. Well, why did you watch it?
Well, see, that's the thing. It's like, I didn't know it was going to be shit. I wanted it to succeed, and I really.
But it was good.
If
that film had been brought out 10 years ago, people would have raved about it.
Yeah.
It's only because Marvel have done so well, and they. You know me, mate. I'm a DC guy all down the line. I will never say that I hate Marvel, because I don't hate Marvel, but it's always second to DC for me.
Yeah.
If that film had been brought out before Iron Man, say, people would rave about it.
Yeah.
But it's just because Marvel have basically spoiled us for 10 years with the films because everyone says, the wheels are going to fall off soon. Yeah, the wheels aren't falling off, lads. Because everyone said, Doctor Strange, that's when the wheels will fall off. Yeah. I loved Doctor Strange. I thought it was fucking great. I especially like the end where he doesn't fight anybody. That's the best thing about that film. There's no fight at the end, because somebody at work said, that fight at the end. I said, what fight at the end? He gets killed until Dormammu gets bored.
Yeah, exactly.
That's right.
And please let me just put it out there. Benedict Cumberbatch, you'll remember this, for a long
You hated him!
No! For a long time before they cast him as him, I wanted Benedict as Doctor Strange, because I love him in Sherlock.
Yeah.
It's just like, he has to be Doctor Strange. He just has
Dormammu,
to be.
I've come to Borgen.
Yeah.
Dr. House.
Yeah. But, it's like, and it's just, I'm trying to think of what would be. Thor: The Dark World is probably the weakest movie, but again, that was because nobody knew how to do Thor, and it's not a bad movie.
It's just a bit boring. It's that's the worst thing you can level at it. It's a bit dull. And the best thing they did was get rid of Natalie Portman and Kat Dennings and Skarsgård, because
did you see that Natalie Portman has said she would be open to coming back?
Yeah, they don't.
Yes, because you've realised that these movies are making so much money.
Yeah.
She
dumped you. You got dumped by the Earth Girl. I didn't dump her. We just sort of drifted apart.
kind of a mutual dumping. Dumping. But it's the thing. So it's Thor is the movie equivalent of Iron Fist for the Netflix series. They realised that Danny is quite a straight-laced character and can be quite boring, so when it came to Defenders, they actually made him a parody of himself.
Yeah.
And he is really funny, and that's the good thing about Thor. It's kind of like, yeah, it's thespian, and it's thee, thou, oh, have at thee, and thank goodness they never actually
they
said
do
that. But
in the film, the film within the film, don't they? When they've got his brother playing him and all that, Sam Neill being in it and everything. Mm-hmm. That's kind of taking the piss out of the first two films, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
and that's fine. They're not bad. I like the first one because it is Shakespearean and it's directed by a Shakespearean director, so of course it is. Mm-hmm. The second one is fine. I mean, Christopher Eccleston needn't have been there.
See, that was a problem because he basically bitched and moaned immediately. I'm like, oh, the makeup and It's like, well, don't take on roles. Stop being an actor if you're against being an actor.
Did the Idris Elba thing. Oh, I'm sick of these Marvel movies making me really famous. It's like, shut up, Idris. Arsenal twat.
To the point that they actually made him a fairly big-ish character in Ragnarok.
Yeah. Fairly. But
bigger, I suppose.
They needed an angle with Thor. They needed something to differentiate it, and Taiki did a really good job of that. And just make it Masters of the Universe, because that's basically what it was.
Yeah.
And
there's only one thing I don't like about Ragnarok.
What's that?
They killed the Warriors 3 far too easy.
Well, they needed to because Zachary Levi is now Captain Marvel, isn't he?
Yeah, I suppose. But then we also didn't get Lady Sif at all. But she was busy with.
Well, basically Valkyrie, wasn't she? So,
yeah. What? Oh God, I can't even think of her series now. Blackout or something like that. No,
something like that. Yeah. Something lame. But who cares? Because we got Hela, who was cool. I love Cate Blanchett.
Hela was an amazing villain, and you can tell that she had a blast doing that movie. I'm still this big weird nerd that when I buy a movie on Blu-ray, the first thing I do is watch the special features before I watch the movie again. And you can tell in the special features that she's having such fun, and you can see where they're filming, and she's basically saying, well, would I do this or do that? So it looks like Taika's quite an open director.
A lot of it was improvised.
Yeah.
A lot of it was improvised. It's basically, this is where we are, this is where we need to go. Mm-hmm. Go.
Yeah.
Because that's how Flight of the Conchords was filmed when he filmed that. It's what we do in the shadows, that's what that was as well. Things like Eagle versus Shark. Watch any of his films, and that's generally how he works. See,
I've never seen any of his movies, and he's a vampire one. Is that What We Do in Shadows?
What We Do in the Shadows. Yeah. It's fantastic.
Did he do Where the Wild Things Are as well?
No, that was Spike Jonze.
Oh, was it? Right, okay.
Avoid like the plague.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Terrible film. No, What We Do in the Shadows is basically Jermaine Clement, him, Taika Waititi, and another actor whose name escapes me there. 3 vampires, ancient vampires, who live in New Zealand. And it's basically a mockumentary about them.
Oh, right, okay, cool.
And
that would be very fun, yeah.
It's very, 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 very funny. And yeah, they keep saying they're going to do another one, but they keep getting busy, so they can't do it. But there's a group of werewolves in it who basically Rhys Darby's their leader, and they keep saying they're going to make a sequel called We Are Wolves.
Nice.
There's a great line in it where one of them says, "Oh, fuck you," and he says, "Hey, enough of the language. We're werewolves, not swearwolves." And that's your level, basically.
It's fun. Yes, I will have to watch some more of his work.
It's fantastic. And Eagle versus Shark is another good one as well. Jermaine Clement, again, because like I say, he's really good friends with Brett and Jermaine. So I would expect Jermaine to turn up in the next Thor movie if they do.
See, this is the thing. It's like where everybody has gotten 3 movies and that's been it. There actually is the probability that Thor could get a 4th. And he said 4 could get a 4th. Yeah, they should just call it 4. No.
Well, they basically rebooted it, didn't they? So there's no reason why Thor can't get a next one. I think Hemsworth is up for it as well if it's the same creative team. But no, that's fantastic. And like I say, Aquaman's coming out. They reckon they're going to Flashpoint the DC universe at some point as well. They reckon the Flash movie will be Flashpoint.
Is it too soon though?
No, I think it's the right time. Obviously, Man of Steel 2 they're saying it's a go because Cavill's up for another one. And to be fair, when he came back as Superman and they did must admit, got a little bit teary.
Right, okay. See in Justice League, he actually is Superman. He wasn't. He didn't feel like Superman in Man of Steel or Batman versus Superman to me. He actually feel like the fact that he's lying on the floor laughing after they've beat the villain. You know.
Yeah, so
I know
it's
some
just when
people
Diana
like,
says, "Well, that's what Superman would do." And says, "Children, I work with children."
Exactly. You know.
There's a couple of damn good bits where Cavill. My favourite bit of the whole film is when he's beating the shit out of the Justice League.
Yes.
And the Flash is running.
And
you see his eye just go. Can you imagine how fast that is for a kickoff? Number 2 is like when Flash goes, "What?" Because nobody's ever done that. That's awesome.
Yeah.
There are some really good bits in that film. As you know, all the bits with Batman explaining to Wonder Woman why he's doing what he's doing. Superman beating up Steppenwolf. That's another problem they had with it, because it was clearly supposed to be a 2-parter before the studio got involved. Steppenwolf was supposed to be the precursor to Darkseid, but then they said, "Oh, we're going to use Thanos and he's like Darkseid." It's like, no. Darkseid was before Thanos, because he wanted to use Darkseid, did Jack Kirby and Marvel, and they said no. And then they went and copied him anyway, but you know, there you go.
Yeah, that's right, because that's when they brought, New Gods, isn't it?
Yeah, what happened was Kirby wanted to do the New Gods for Marvel. And Marvel said, "No, people won't understand it." And he said, "Fine, I'm off," and went to DC and did it.
Yeah.
And then Marvel said, "Oh, that's really successful and popular. Let's do it." And basically copied him with Thanos. Now, I don't care that Thanos is a copy of Darkseid. That doesn't bother or interest me at all. What does bother and interest me is the fact that DC basically bottled it and said, "Oh, no, we can't." People would have known that wasn't Thanos, you know. They could have used Darkseid. He's just a different character. But anyway, so Steppenwolf, not the greatest character in the world.
Nope.
Although I think Kieran Hines did a good job. I really do. I liked him. I like the fact that he would just kill somebody just for the funsies of it.
Yeah.
But when Superman beat the shit out of him, that was awesome, because like Superman's coming in and beating the shit out of people. It's what Superman does.
Yeah.
But I really liked Momoa as Aquaman. I really like Ben Affleck as Batman. I will be gutted if he doesn't do the Batman film. I really will, because I think he's really good. I loved seeing the Green Lanterns in it, in the flashback. And I loved seeing all the Valkyrie stuff at the start. Not the Valkyrie, the Amazon stuff.
Yeah.
They, again, proved that they are awesome.
And the standout, I nearly said Valkyrie as well, the standout Amazon of the lot is Brooke Ents.
Yeah.
The big blonde Brooke.
She's I follow her on Twitter. She's a fitness model as well, and she's like fucking. And I remember when they had that whole bloody stupid outrage at, "Oh, they're wearing skimpy costumes, blah blah, not wearing full armor all the time." And she said, "Yeah, 2 reasons for that. Number 1, we weren't fighting in a battle, and number 2, that shit's uncomfortable."
Yeah, because this is the thing. It's like, and I've seen it explained even better. But Brooke has said sort of like, "Oh, you know, people are like, oh, they're sexualizing us, da 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 da," and says, "Well, firstly, don't ever speak for me. You know,
otherwise I'll kick your ass."
Secondly, I did not feel over-sexualized. I felt sexy, but I didn't feel over-sexualized. And then I heard it explained even better in the respect that, because Brooke is one of the ones, for people who don't know who we're talking about, she's a blonde girl. She's a female bodybuilder, fitness kind of thing. She does CrossFit and stuff. But she is one of the ones with the hammers that has to take the pillars down to lock them in. And they are not warriors on the front line.
No.
You know, they are ones that protect the mother box. You know, they are always inside.
Guards, basically.
Yeah, they're guards. But you know, you have to differentiate, because like I remember seeing it on Twitter so many times, and I replied for maybe a day or two, and then I just give up. After seeing the movie, I started replying, because obviously I was educated at that point to these people who have never seen the movie and going, "Oh, blah 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 blah." If you go and watch the movie, or if you now watch it on Blu-ray or DVD or whatever is your form of choice, be it ripped online somewhere, there are fully armored Amazons in there, you know, as well as partially armored, because they need to be more functional, because they aren't out on a battlefield. It's just,
Well, it's not only that, but they're trying to get away as well, so they need to be travelling light, basically. They're not fighting, they're retreating. That's the whole point of getting the mother box away from Steppenwolf.
But yes, Brooke, I follow Brooke
awesome.
on Twitter and on Instagram. She is such an insightful lady. It doesn't hinder that she's easy on the eye, but she's funny. She doesn't take herself seriously.
And she would fold you into a pretzel.
And she would snap you with a little finger. But it's strange. But
I think if they give it another chance and they take a bit more time over a Justice League film, I think they could get it right next time. It wasn't perfect, and I said that at the time it wasn't perfect, but it sure as heck wasn't Green Lantern.
No.
So, it wasn't trying to do too much. It did what it needed to do.
I actually watched a video yesterday, I believe it was, about things that you've missed in movies unless you can pause it. Did you know that Deadpool has, or no, it's not Deadpool. It's one of the guys in the car that Deadpool attacks at the beginning. Remember the footage from the leak reel, but it's in the actual version of the movie. When it starts to slow down and he's fighting, the guy's wallet goes flying. There is a Green Lantern card.
Yeah.
In the wallet. It's like,
I saw
yes. But yeah, so
I saw that.
It's pretty cool. But
that, I said that's out soon. Is Deadpool 2. Can't wait. Looking forward to that. It's going to be awesome.
And then there's another one. It's like the big uproar about Domino. It's like, yes, okay, it doesn't look like Domino, right? It doesn't look like comics Domino. But then what does nowadays? What looks like the comic version? Okay, Marvel try to stay pretty close. But sometimes you've got to change stuff.
They've never claimed that this is canon, absolute canon, and shall never be argued with. It's just it's a movie.
It's Fox, Fox is
by
doing
that
their
logic,
interpretation of it, It's like
by that. Well, I would say by that logic, fucking Cable should be at least 4 times bigger than he is.
Exactly, because he's probably.
Because have you seen 90s comics?
Yeah,
and he hasn't got a million pouches.
Yeah.
And tiny little feet.
I do like that the fact he has a teddy bear on his belt, which is kind of a hint towards Hope. Now, whether they actually do Hope the storyline, I don't think they would. But yeah, it's pretty good that even that little nod's in there. So
Deadpool, you dumb fuck. Well, that's just lazy writing.
Yep.
I do like that bit where Al points the gun in a different direction.
Yeah, it's just like, no, it's turned this way. Yeah.
Stupid. Yeah. Can't wait. And then Ant-Man and the Wasp comes out soon as well.
Yeah.
In July, I think it is.
I believe so.
Can't wait.
Yes,
that looks awesome.
It's July. I have my T-shirt. I don't know if you saw the pictures of it. The Marvel Studio. It says more than just a fan. Marvel Studios, and the IO is the number 10. And then you've got every movie that's come out on the back. The only problem is that mine is the original run, which says May 2018 for Infinity War, which is wrong now. But hey.
Yes, they did it just to wind you up, Phil.
I know, I bought my T-shirt and you've changed the date. But that's being worn on opening night, so, but yeah. It's kind of weird that you have, the way you have tour date T-shirts for rock bands and stuff, that you have a release date movie for a cinematic universe. It's funny. It's funny.
It is awesome, though. We are spoiled for choice. We're very spoiled. Anybody who moans about comic book movies, I'm rapidly getting to the stage now and saying, you realise that 10 years ago we didn't have comic book movies, right? Mm-hmm. Without Iron Man. Blade doesn't count. I'm sick of saying, Blade's a comic book movie. Yeah, but it wasn't really for comic book fans, though, was it?
No.
I like the Blade films, but they're not for comic book fans. They're not pandering to comic book fans at all. They're great. The second one especially. But yeah, very awesome.
Yeah, because we've had comic movies, we had Raimi's Spider-Man trilogy and stuff like that, but they were trying to be mainstream movies. They always were trying to be mainstream movies. Kevin Feige and Marvel Studios have never. They've never tried to hide the fact that these are love stories to people who've read these comic books most of their lives, but also accessible to people who maybe only know the characters vaguely. It was a genius stroke to put Black Panther into Civil War, knowing fine rightly that you then had a movie coming out about him.
It was gauging interest, wasn't it? It was sort of getting people used to the fact that we're going to have this badass character called Black Panther, and really not being in the comics much.
Yeah.
Of late. And now he fucking will be. But he's going to be very popular, because people have said, oh, actually, he's really good. I like this guy. And he's got a great supporting cast as well. That was another good stroke that they did. And they did the same with Doctor Strange. They did the same with Iron Man, because seriously, before 2008, who gave a fuck about Iron Man?
Yeah, exactly true. Yeah.
Really, seriously, yeah. I know people
he
say
he wasn't an A-list character
no,
for a long time.
He's barely C-list. He was probably D-list.
Mm-hmm.
He was a joke. Oh, Tony Stark's always drunk.
Yeah.
That was basically the joke. No one gave a crap about him or Ant-Man.
Mm-hmm.
All these characters. The clever thing they did, because they knew they didn't have Spider-Man, it forced them to be more creative with it.
Yeah.
And it forced them to give airtime to characters you maybe didn't know so well. But now they've got Spider-Man, and they've done it. They're the first studio to actually do it right. Because as much as I like Andrew Garfield, he was 30 years old, playing 18.
Yeah.
And Tom Holland, you got a 15-year-old. You got a...
Is he 15?
He's about 17, 18, I think, in reality, or 20 possibly even.
I think he's
but he looks
20.
He looks young though.
Oh yeah, no, he's a complete another baby face.
Yeah. His dad's a comedian.
He's 21.
His dad's a comedian.
Is he really?
You've seen Dominic Holland? He's on a lot of talking head shows.
Oh, right, okay.
It's curly hair. He's got glasses.
Yeah, yes.
But yeah, he's my partner knows him. She knows Dominic Holland.
Oh wow, that's Tom Holland's dad?
Yeah.
Holy crap. Yeah, because I knew the name, but I couldn't... Yeah, you can see it. I can see it. There's such a family resemblance.
But yeah, his dad's a big comedian over here, and apparently that keeps him grounded, because his dad will just say, yeah, you're just Tom Holland from round here, so don't get too big for your boots, mate. But that's awesome. I mean, I saw there was a thing a little while ago where he went around a kid's hospital dressed as Spider-Man.
Yes, he did, that's right, yeah.
It was fucking awesome, because he was like, shh, don't tell anybody. I'm Peter Parker. And all these kids were getting right into it. Oh, that's the other thing. Just before we go, we'll get going in a minute. But so we've got a Venom movie coming out as well. It's a bit weird. And I don't want to dislike it, because it's Tom Hardy, and as everybody knows, I have a raging man boner for Tom Hardy, because he's awesome. So even if it's shit, it's going to be great because it's Tom Hardy.
Well, see, this is the thing. I'm a Venom fan. I like the character of Venom. I like him when he's Lethal Protector and stuff like that. And but I'm very strict. My Venom is Eddie Brock. It's not Matt Gargan or Flash Thompson or anything. Venom to me is Eddie. But
well, it's going to be Eddie, isn't it?
It is Eddie.
Yeah.
Excuse me. My problem with that was Sony were like, we need a trailer out. We've got to do a trailer. And they released a trailer for the Venom movie that didn't have Venom in it. And I don't want to say it was confusing, because that makes it sound like I'm stupid, but I kind of watched it and went, so where's Venom? Because it just looked like Tom Hardy. And that's not a bad thing. Oh, it's Tom Hardy. You need to Google this, right? Tom Hardy has done a bedtime story for CBeebies.
Yes, seen it.
The man is freaking mental.
So did Chris Evans, didn't he? Chris Evans did one.
Chris Evans has done two. I've seen both. Yeah,
of course you have.
Live on TV with Ariel.
Of course you have. Yeah, that's why you saw it with Ariel. You wouldn't have been watching anyway, would you, Phil?
The stories are actually really good. That he actually does one story about superheroes, which is actually pretty cool. But yes, Tom Hardy, just the way he's like doing the, yeah, it's time for you to go to sleep now. And
it's time for you to go to sleep now.
There is he tells a story. I don't know if any of you listeners have seen it, but he tells a story about a dog that lives in a city where all the dogs look the same, and it doesn't want to be like that anymore. It wants to be an individual and stuff like that, and it does. It starts to be individual, and it has to move somewhere else, and then it realizes that everybody there wants to be like him, and it's like, oh, you can be yourself, so he moves back and blah blah, right? Anyway, but he actually, at one point, when one of the other dogs is talking to the lead character dog, does the Bane voice.
Of course he does.
And it's just like, holy shit.
Well, he did it on Instagram the other week. He put like a jock cup on his face and started doing the Bane impression. I'm wearing a cup on my face. I said it before on this podcast, that bit where he puts his hand on Ben Mendelsohn's shoulder lightly and says, do you feel in control? That's one of the most terrifying things I've ever seen in my life. It took me ages to work out that was Ben Mendelsohn as well, because obviously I didn't really know him apart from Rogue One.
Yeah.
So it's like, I'm watching it and I think, that's fucking Mendo, but it's like, do you feel in control? It's like, Jesus! You're really scary, Tom Hardy, but you're awesome. I like to think that's the voice he had when he pulled that moped rider off the moped. I got the cunt!
But yeah, no, it's but
that gives me hope that he won't be in something shit.
Yeah,
so,
yeah. Like, okay, he is a good actor. He's just batshit crazy. It's just the way he's talking to kids, like they're like standing on the corner, like eating their Smarties and smoking a fag outside the shop or something. It's like, time for you to go to bed, man. You know, like it's like he's pretending to be black or something. That was not meant to be racist. He really does kind of come across like he's from the street and he's flicking his fingers and stuff. Yeah, but
his mate, he went to school with Benedict Cumberbatch or something.
Yeah. So
his mates with Benedict Cumberbatch and shit. It's really, really weird. It's really, he's because he talks like that, innit?
Yeah.
Innit, with your old face.
See, this kind of gives hope to bring him into the MCU, but I doubt that they'll ever bring this. They'll never let the Venom crossover, but then they're doing, what is it, Silver and Black, the Silver Sable and Black Panther movie, or not Black Panther, sorry, Black Cat movie.
Yeah.
And so, you know, and then there's a standalone Silver Surfer movie being planned and stuff like it. Just stop. You don't own them anymore. Let them get back in. That's what I'm looking forward to, a Fantastic Four movie.
Fantastic Four.
Four.
Because Michael B. Jordan has now redeemed himself.
Yeah. Every time I say Fantastic Four, I just think of the bit from Family Guy.
Yeah.
Where they're playing Trivial Pursuit.
That's it.
Fantastic Four, small amount of peas. Anyways, Fantastic Four, definitely.
So yeah, Toys R Us, mate. No,
we got to briefly touch on this.
No, we don't. We'll leave it for next time, honestly, because it's been like an hour and a half now. Well, about an hour and 10. So we won't get into that on this one. But we kind of got sidetracked by superhero movies. But the fact of the matter is, there's been a lot of superhero movies come out since me and Phil last spoke properly. So we thought it'd be interesting just to have a bit of a natter about stuff. We had a bit of a natter about superhero movies, and there's a lot of stuff coming out. But I agree with you. I think Fox should stop it now. They're the magnum opus with Logan. So, which I've still yet to see all of. it.
Really?
The only thing that I got a bit freaked out by hearing Caliban with his Wiltshire accent.
Okay.
All right then. Okay.
He is so good in that movie, though.
You're Logan, and you got like big claws and stuff, and it's a really big claw, isn't it? Go ahead, go on. That's what I always think of Steve Merchant going. Go on, because when he's when they used to do the podcast with Pilkington, I always wound Ricky Gervais up that fucking Merchant would basically buy into Pilkington's ideas and encourage him by saying, yeah, go on. I was saying, yeah, go on then. Yeah, go on, carry on.
I just think he's a really good actor because
he's brilliant.
He plays a really good character in Big Bang Theory as well.
He's always been good. My partner, obviously she's a comedy writer, among other things, and one of the things she always said is that you can tell that Stephen Merchant put the heart and the soul into The Office. Sort of Gervais got a lot of the jokes in, but the heart and the soul, the Dawn and Tim stuff was probably Stephen Merchant, because he's good at that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And from what I've seen of Logan, he proved that, basically, because he was really very, very understated and very good. In what's a very, very serious film.
Mm-hmm.
And it is joyless. It's pretty joyless in Logan. There is no fun to be had in that movie.
Yeah. And then there was talk, I can't remember which way it was around. Was it the director or was it Hugh Jackman? But one of them wanted it. Obviously, we're not saying spoilers because the movie's been out for ages, but one of them wanted Logan to stay alive at the end.
Yeah.
And ride off into the sunset kind of thing. And I think it might have been Hugh Jackman pushed to have him die.
Well, yeah, because to be fair, I think Hugh Jackman wants not to be Wolverine anymore.
Well, then again, like, he'll always be remembered for that, and he doesn't want to play the character anymore. But I think he's done a big thing in getting past Logan by doing The Greatest Showman or whatever it's called.
Well, yeah, because that's where his heart lies, really.
Yeah. Musical theatre.
Well, yeah, that's where he started. That's where he spent most of his time. Mm-hmm. I mean, they will recast Wolverine. I mean, they shouldn't. They should wait till that little girl grows up and just have her as Wolverine now, because she was awesome.
Yeah.
The bits I've seen her with her in it, she was great. Just wait a few years for her to grow up a bit, and then just have her Wolverine film with her as Wolverine.
Well, I believe that there was the idea of having an X-23 movie, but. I don't know when Marvel get it back. Is it going to turn to?
They'll reboot it.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. It's going to be,
they'll recast.
Yeah, it'll recast for a reboot and stuff. So, but,
which is a shame. But I mean, that does obviously lend itself to the questions: is Deadpool going to be involved in that? Because obviously that's the X universe, which is separate from the Marvel universe at the moment, but they're going to have to bring the X universe into the MCU. They're going to have to.
Yeah.
They're going to have Deadpool in at least one film with, say, Spider-Man, even if it's just for a second.
Yeah. But you see, this is where I want, and I know it's never really going to happen, but this is where I want the Netflix series is to crossover as well, because
they said they were gonna, didn't they? But I think the plan is not to have them cross now.
Because Spider-Man should always have some kind of screen time with Daredevil. It's just it needs to happen. It's as simple as that.
I think wasn't the plan first to have all the Defenders in the Infinity War, but then that's not going to happen now.
Yeah, there was talk. See, there's a lot of people are convinced that they are going to appear simply because of the fact that in one of the Lego sets there is a sticker on it's the front of a newspaper or something like that in like one of the little bills, and it refers to Daredevil on that. But then that doesn't mean it's going to happen in the movie, because like the Ghostbuster Firehouse in the movies does not have a poster on the wall that says HRRIP, so things are put into Lego sets as wee homages and wee sort of nods to things that are never going to happen. So
yeah,
like if he turns up, I will squee Daredevil, it is, because that will just be amazing, because that would be just great. I'm not letting myself think that it's going to happen though, but yeah, it's that's
exciting times.
Exactly.
Exciting times.
Yeah.
I think that's a good place as any
it is.
To leave it. Phil.
Yes.
Is there anywhere on the old interwebs that you can be found, or that you'd like to promote? Is there anything you'd like to point people's attention to, or?
There isn't really. I'm not as social on social media as I used to be.
Not that you ever were.
I kind of no. I'm a big antisocial poop. No, I kind of use it to rant and rave and post family photos. Kind of now. I'm not just as nerdy when it comes to my social media. So unfortunately, there's not. But if you wish to ask anything, I'm sure you can do it through the podcast, and it'll get its way back to me. And if it's come on more often, I will endeavour to get on more. Thank you to Glenn for reaching out and asking me to be on. So yeah, we'll try and work something out that maybe can come on maybe once in a while, more than a year or two apart. I think what we'll need to do is when Infinity War has been out and everybody has had a chance to see it, maybe a week or so after, I think we'll maybe get a chance to have a discussion about it. We could probably do that.
I think we probably can. I think
probably
that's a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent stuff. Well, if you do want to post any questions or any comments Phil's way, nice ones, please, you can do so on our Facebook, which is facebook.com/BTTE pod, and on the Back to the 80s Twitter, which is @BTTE pod. As always, there's new content on there every day, usually some sort of TV program or thing from the 80s, a pop song, and then some form of toy. It's usually weekly themed, so this week's theme is Lego for the Thing. and game shows for the TV show, film, whatever bit. So yeah, that seems to be the most popular way to do it. I have found getting quite a lot of views by doing that. So good stuff. If you want to get me in touch with me personally, it's at Cymru Nerd Cave on Twitter, and it's Glenn Jakeman on Facebook. Please do send me a message. Otherwise I won't basically add you because I won't know who you are. Excellent stuff. Phil.
Yes.
Choose a song.
Oh, you're putting me on the spot.
Yes.
An 80s song.
Well, it'd help.
Oh, actually, you know what? Can we do a TV theme rather than a song?
Sure.
Do the old Spider-Man theme tune.
You mean the Nicholas Hammond one, or?
No. Let's go with the Spider-Man. Is that the 70s cartoon?
60s. That's from the 60s.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay, then. I'll tell you what, to counter it out, because obviously that's not 80s, I'll stick in the Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends theme tune in
Yes,
there.
you can do that instead of the one that I said. That's even better.
I'll put both.
Okay, that sounds good.
Because then you get a bit of Iceman in there as well, don't you?
Yay!
And you do love Mr. Iceman.
I do.
Not as much as Cap these days, but you do love him.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine if Chris Evans had played Iceman as well. Just imagine.
It's bad enough.
Imagine the raging boner you'd have then.
Yes, indeed.
Anyway, say bye-bye, Phil.
Bye-bye, Phil.
I'll leave you on that image of Phil's raging boner for Iceman, but there you go. Bye-bye, everybody. We shall speak to you next time.
Spider-Man does whatever a spider can. Spins a web any size, catches thieves just like flies. Look out, here comes the Spider-Man. Is he strong? Listen, bud, he's got radioactive blood. Can he swing from a thread? Take a look overhead. Hey there goes the Spider-Man. In the chill of night, at the scene of a crime, like a streak of light, he arrives just in time. Spider-Man, friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. Wealth and fame, he's ignored. Action is his reward to him. Life is a great big bang. Wherever there's a hang, you'll find a Spider-Man.
Superheroes like me can fight all your battles for you. Think again. Voting for your local, state, and federal representative lets you choose who's on your side in all the issues we face today. The little ones to the really big ones too. But before you can vote, you need to register, so do it now. For registration forms or information on how to register, visit your local participating video store. Have a voice in your future. Register. And vote. And tell them Spider-Man sent you.